This is Hot Mike.
Hot Mike.
On the networks of WDAY.
WDAY.
Here's Dom Izzo.
Welcome back, everybody. Friday morning show rolls on. Final half hour of the week. Getting set for a great sports weekend. Obviously, the state track meet is starting to fill up out there. Field events are going on. We'll have live television coverage beginning at 1 o'clock right here on Extra. And then tomorrow our coverage begins at 11 a.m. I heard this story late yesterday. I'm like, wow, if this is actually factual, we gotta make sure we feature it on the show. Yesterday, the Region 1 baseball tournament wrapped up in Castleton. Of course, Northern Cass and Central Cass faced each other there. And the state track meet was going on in Bismarck. Several members of the Northern Cass baseball team actually finished up, won the Region 1 title, then got on an airplane and were flown to Bismarck to compete because they had a team representing in the 4x2 relay late yesterday afternoon. One of those players is one of the best athletes we've got in the state of North Dakota. I've been aching to get him on the show, and this seems like a great opportunity. Trey Husar joins us here on this Friday morning from Bismarck, getting ready for day 2 out at State Track. Okay, give us – I tried to recap as best I could yesterday. You lived it, so tell us what in the world happened yesterday.
Well, so the 8 a.m. game went into extra innings, obviously, so that pushed back our timing a little bit more. Then we proceeded to lose the first championship game, which pushed us back even further. We luckily pulled it out in the second one, won 5-2. Left the field at about 2:58 or so, just around 3 o'clock. Drove to the airstrip in Castleton, just south of Castleton. Plane was waiting on the runway, and we took off. And then we landed in Bismarck. Mr. Kin, or Coach Kin, was there to pick us up from the airport. Drove to the track, had like 10 minutes to warm up, and ran our 4x2.
Which you guys won your heat, correct?
Yep.
Oh, my gosh. All right, so let's back up. So, obviously, the weather played havoc with the schedule because this was supposed to be done when? Monday? Baseball?
Yep. Supposed to be played on Monday at Northern Cass.
Okay, so obviously all that gets messed up. So when did you guys get aware that there was a plane? Whose plane was it that got you to Bismarck?
I'm not really allowed to say whose plane it was, but there was rumblings that it probably could happen around Tuesday.
Okay.
That if stuff just kept getting pushed back, it was a possibility that out of nowhere it could happen.
All right, so I know and you're a tremendous baseball player, but I'm sure you wanted to do both. So when you lost the first game, are you worried like, hey, we're not going to be able to get there? Like, was that going through your mind and your teammates' minds?
I mean, right away, but we knew we kind of had to focus and win the second game because there would have been no point if we lost the second game and didn't make the relay. Luckily, both worked out, so it all worked out in the end. We're
watching the relay from yesterday. So you get on the plane. Are you changing as you're getting on the airplane? Because it's not a long flight.
No, we waited till we were at cruising altitude, and we all hustled back there and changed quick.
Oh, man. So you change. You get to Bismarck. Was Coach driving like 90 miles an hour to get you to the track, to the bowl?
No. We were driving legally, but we ended up getting there with about 15, 20 minutes in hand. So it ended up working out better than I think any of us expected.
So yourself, Matthew Hopp, Matthew Metzger, and Sam Clemens are the
Parker Anderson.
And Parker Anderson as well.
Fifth.
Okay,
yep.
So you guys are all on the baseball team and get to are you shaking your head? Like, are you looking once you got there and you're warming up? Like, we made this work?
Oh, it really didn't realize until we were flying down the runway, and we all just kind of looked at each other and started laughing because it just felt so surreal.
That's amazing. So how did you feel like you guys ran yesterday?
We ran pretty well. We intentionally ran safe because we kind of figured we were the favorite to win our heat.
To advance.
So we played a little safer just to get the baton around, especially because we hadn't really had a warm up or we hadn't practiced handoffs before the day. So our focus was just to get the baton around, and then tomorrow we'll really really look to push it.
I'm going to tell you right now, you guys are going to get harassed about this forever, how big time you are, that you played baseball, flew in, and then ran track, man. That is an all-time story.
For sure. It'll be one to tell our kids for
Well,
sure.
that's what I was going to tell you. You got a story for all time that it actually, and the most important thing as well, how much you love baseball. You guys won, and especially against Castleton at Castleton to go to state yesterday.
Yeah, we've played probably 3 region championships there in the past 4 years, and we were on the losing side of every single one of them until this year. So especially for the 8 seniors, it felt really good to pull it out on their own turf.
How big a deal is it to be coming here next week to play at Newman Outdoor Field for the Class B tournament?
I mean, it's something we've all dreamed of since we were freshmen. We've always wanted to make it to this stage, and now we're looking to prove a point.
For people that don't know, you're going to go play baseball at South Dakota State. Tell me, and for the viewers out there, when did Division I baseball become a reality? That hey, there's somebody thinks I can play at the next level.
Probably about freshman and sophomore year. I was always trying to get recruited. I kind of went to camps, went to the PBR stuff, like all what everyone else kind of does. And then as soon as it turned about my junior years, when things started getting real, I went to a prospect camp in January, talked to the coaches, left a good enough impression to get me looked at, and ultimately it worked out in the end.
So you're basically going out there selling yourself. How difficult is that?
I mean, a lot of pressure for sure. But you gotta realize that the other 50 people that are there also trying to do the same thing. So it kind of takes the pressure off when you look at it from that point.
So when do the Jackrabbits get into the mix?
Probably that January. I mean, I'd been going to their prospect camp since I was a freshman. Knew it was always kind of a place I wanted to be. Obviously growing up in Fargo, got kind of a weird look when I said I'm going to go play at SCSU in the fall, but I don't know. It was the right fit.
They've been on the rise. They've had a really good last couple years. What stood out to you? Obviously, they've redone their whole baseball complex as well. What was there anything you needed to see when you went to say this is where I want to go?
What stood out the most probably is the culture. Everybody that graduates from SCSU or attends SCSU is really passionate that they attended and graduated from SCSU, which is kind of nice to see. It's similar to Northern Cass, is like everybody roots for each other. So having that makes it feel kind of at home.
What's the strikeout pitch? What's the one pitch you love to throw? Like I can get a guy out with this.
Honestly, whatever Carter calls, he's done a great job all year, kind of controlling the game for me. But oftentimes it is a slider in the dirt or a high fastball or something like that, just to change the elevation for the hitters.
So the fact now that it's real, I mean, you've got 3 games left of high school, and then it's off to Brookings. When I say that, what goes through your mind?
I mean, it hits hard. Past 4 or 5 years have gone by really fast, but I'm looking forward to the next chapter. Still playing this summer for West Fargo, so I'm looking forward to that too.
What has that been like to be able to do Legion ball in West Fargo?
It's been lots of fun, and it's been really good for my development. Kind of playing against higher competition, playing against other guys who will also play in college. It's kind of formed me to become the player who I kind of am today.
So you're playing with a bunch of guys from West Fargo. So you mentioned it earlier when you told them that South Dakota State. What was that reaction?
I mean, they were all super supportive. A lot of them are super talented too, and honestly might join me down there in the next fall. I'm kind of following Caleb Deere, and hopefully someone will follow me, start a pipeline. Who knows?
So today, what do you have on the docket? So baseball's done at least till next Thursday, when I mentioned here in Fargo. So what do you got for the next couple days in Bismarck?
So triple jumps today at 2, and then we run our 4x1 prelims at 4:15. And then tomorrow will be our finals for our 4x1 and 4x2.
Well, that should be easy considering, you had no prep for yesterday, right?
I mean, hopefully it's as easy as it sounds.
You, and the triple jump, by the way, is no laughing matter. You set the school record in that last month. Seems to me, Trey, is the most awkward event. How do you become good at that event, at the triple jump?
Honestly, it's a lot of work and a lot of like strength training and training of like controlling your body and knowing how your body moves, which I benefit a lot to baseball, and it's helped me a lot in baseball too. Knowing how your body moves, how to kind of control yourself in the air is the hardest part. So when you figure that out, it makes it a lot easier.
So you mentioned the two events. What else? Do you have anything else lined up for state, or is that it?
No, well, I long jumped last night, took third. But yeah, just the rest of the relays and then the triple jump.
What you
That's my
did, what
four.
you did yesterday is enough for like anybody's career, man. What you did that in like a 12-hour span.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts.
So after the day's done last night, did you guys just pass out? What was the night like?
Yeah, pretty much. We had Olive Garden brought into our hotel, which was nice.
There you go.
Little carbo load to recover, and then yeah, me and Matthew are rooming together, so we both crashed pretty hard.
Just for people that haven't gone to Bismarck or they're gonna maybe watch it on TV, can you describe what that environment is like and what it's like to compete out there?
It's probably the coolest sporting event in North Dakota. You got 500 athletes. I don't even know how many competing for everything. There's always something going on at any given point. You think you're at a lull, you look about 20 degrees to your left and another event's just flying by. It's all super fun to watch.
Last thing before I let you go, and you can't say Northern Cass, favorite diamond to play on in North Dakota is where?
Enderlin probably.
Ooh, okay.
Just because it's a fun little ballpark to play on, little town ball park.
With the train,
we played there a lot.
Yeah, with the train in the outfield, man, that's fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one. I forgot Enderlin. I haven't been down there in a bit. That's fantastic. This was awesome, bud. I really appreciate the time. Congratulations on going to state and baseball, and good luck the rest of the weekend, all right? I hope you get a break soon.
Yes, thank you.
There he goes, Trey Husar from Northern Cass, standout 3-4 sport athlete with a remarkable story yesterday. I caught wind of this late yesterday, and I'm like, well, boy, if we can do this, we got to get him on the show. Again, the timeline that the first region championship game, I think they started at 8 a.m. yesterday out in Castleton, and Central Cass won that game. So then they have to play the winner-take-all game, like we're talking about the Bison in the Summit League tournament. They play that, and we hear Trey said it got done about 2:30, 2:45, and then I don't even know where the airfield is in Castleton. I've been out there. I've trying to put two and two together. Anyway, they get to the airstrip, up and gone. This is like how Bunnell flies, private all the time, and then land in Bismarck just before their event. Because I'm looking at the schedule yesterday. The 4x2 relay was scheduled to begin at 4:30, and they got there 4:15 before everything got going. Remarkable. That's one of the cooler stories I've heard in a long time. And then they go and win their heat, as you saw. So good stuff there. And, belying the point that he is a great, great pitcher. South Dakota State, Rob Bishop's been on for a bit, head coach down there. And the Jackrabbits got him. And he mentioned Caleb Deere from West Fargo Cheyenne is just wrapped up his freshman year with the Jacks. Now they got another. That's intriguing to watch. We hammer football and basketball all the time, but keep an eye on that. Baseball's had some great success of finding guys in the West Fargo area and extended out that have gone down to Brookings and had some pretty good success. So appreciate Trey joining us this morning, and good luck to him and the rest of the Jags the rest of the weekend. We're overdue for a break. We'll get caught up. Got a few emails coming in, and apparently ESPN is on the FCS train. We'll tell you all about that as you look out at Bismarck. Prelims going on. We're back after this.